Oh, y'all jumped in quick. What's good? I mean, it is a Saturday. I guess that's what it is, huh? What's going on? Peace and love. Let everybody come on in here. I told you I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent with the lives. Okay, okay, okay. Come on through. Come on through. Yeah, sinners too. Um, yeah, I still could finish it up. I started it up. I did the score, got the breakdown and everything like that. And then, time kind of passed. You know how things are these days. It's like everything is so fast, but there's no reason why I can't put it up. But yeah, I'm going to put it up. I'm going to put it up. You know, hey, holla at me, DMV. Holla at me. Info at soionicbotanicals.com. That's the email right there. What's going on? St. Marquise, HM Navi, Chakra King Black, Kip or KIP, Harold Hardy. What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? Sakari, what's going on, brother? How you doing? How's everybody? How's everybody doing? All right. So I wanted to come on here because I'm, just being consistent, want to touch bases with y'all. For those of you who have jumped on to doing Herbal University, which starts October 21st, I salute you. For all the pre-enrollment people who jumped on in, pre-enrollment with the promotion is closed, but we still have, what do we have? I think we have about seven. I think we got 7 spots left. So for any of y'all that are interested in getting this information, going through this course, for those that have been asking for me to offer a course in herbs and herbology and formulations and everything like that, we got 7 spots left. Info at soionicbotanicals.com if you're interested. I have a lot of people that sent in, said they was ready. They got their responses and everything, but we didn't hear anything back. So that's why we still have these spaces left. And y'all jump on it. Unfortunate for them, but hopefully it's not in their spam. But yeah. Anybody who's asking about orders, I can't do anything about that on a live. And I'm also don't have anything to do with fulfillment. That's why I have this email. I say this every live. Y'all have to stop asking me. I can't do anything about it. You have to do this. This is why I have this email. All right. This is why I have the call, the phone number. If you go to the website, we have a contact form, we have a contact number, and we have a contact email all listed. I implore you to go there, not here, because people come here to hear the live. I got to keep on my thought. I can't help you with your order because, first of all, I don't know the order number, I don't know the name, and I don't have the access to it at this time. All right. So please, I implore you. That's why I have this up. Just send the email. And today's Saturday, so you're probably not going to get a response. I mean, there's no guarantee. You may not, but definitely during the week you will. All right. All right. So the title of this live here is, Are Herbs Obsolete? Are Herbs Obsolete? What's going on, King Simon? Everybody give a shout out to King Simon in the building. Give a shout out to the brother, big brother in the house. But yeah, today I want to talk about, are herbs obsolete? Have they run their course? Is nature played out? That's what I want to know. In the age of AI and supplements and what we got, Ozempic and THT and injections, patches, pills, pills, capsules, tablets. What else we got? And of course, which I don't knock at all, the future, which is light frequency sound. You know what I'm saying? But I want to know, is herbs obsolete? Because it's old, right? And it's dirty and it's grungy and it takes a lot of time. And in this day and age, we talking about people just not having the attention span, right? So, I have Herbal University right there, right there, right there. That's how you inquire about that starting October 21st. Um, Pre-enrollment still going on. Got about 7 spots left, but even that gets shut down on by the first, because that's when all of the material lists goes out to everybody who joined. So today is the, what is it, the 27th? So we got about 3-4 days, I believe, before it's a wrap on it. You know what I'm saying? So I look forward to seeing who else jumps on in. All right, so um people don't even have the attention span these days to sit through an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. How do they have the wherewithal and the focus to forage or measure out or weigh out or strain, boil, soak, reduce, combine, understand the difference between this, that, and the third? Does that even matter anymore? So today is less of me just speaking. I want to know what y'all got to say in this chat. Is herbs played out? Is it obsolete? You know what I mean? I mean, things like tea tree oil, frankincense, cinnamon, bay leaves, never going to go out of style, because, they multi-purpose, using them for food, using them for the fragrance of the house, you know what I mean? And, the family is going to always pass that down. But when we talking about really understanding and learning herbs, applying herbs, and having the patience for the herbs to take effect. All right. So I'm going to wait for y'all to say yay or nay and post some questions in the chat. I'm going to get me some water. I'll be right back. My bad. I always got water ready to go when I do these things, but I forgot today. Okay, we got one no from Ernest George. Okay, Sakari said no. Dahiru Han, if I butchered your name, please forgive me. He said, I'm alive today because of herbs. Literally saved my life. Went from kidney and brain damage to fully functional. St. Marquis says no. Larry Jackson said nope. Alicia Wells says herbs should be in everyone's way of life. Hey, I believe that too. And I wonder, because things are moving at such a speed where people are becoming self-proclaimed professionals overnight. And when it comes to understanding herbs, it's really a kind of an apprenticeship type situation where people are passed down, like the knowledge is really passed down from one person to another. And today we call that gatekeeping. Right? So do people still feel like it's worth that information getting passed down? Or is it something where they're like, oh no, I'm going to learn on my own and figure it out? Let's see. Never. I think they are phasing into more mainstream environments. No, herbs are our plant cesters. Oh, plant cesters. I like that. They are our ancient future. This is facts. This is facts. I believe that for sure. There's no coincidence. Like, we're living in Revelations right now. And interestingly enough, recently we just had a situation where everybody had gathered for the rapture, right? I think that was on the 23rd, like the day after Mars went into Scorpio. To all y'all Scorpios out there, just got a battery put in your back. And nothing happened. And I'm not one to bang on the Bible, because the Bible definitely got some science, some wisdom, some power up in there, especially if you know how to interpret it properly. And then it's not a complete work. You got to go to the Ethiopian Bible, you got to go to the Gnostic text, you know what I mean? You got to go all over. You got to go to the Pert and Maru. You got to go to all these different works, the Sefer Yetzirah, and you got to put all this together to really get an understanding of the big picture and what's trying to be conveyed. But when we go in Revelations, though, Revelations have something interesting in there. In Revelation 20, they talk about the 1,000-year millennium reign of Yeshua. As Yeshua returns, he's gonna rule for a millennium, and then after the millennial, the Satan is released, and he rules for a little season. And it has been interpreted always that that's something that's coming. So everybody's waiting for Yeshua to come, and rule for them 1,000 years, which is wild because it's like it say after the 1,000 that Satan gonna come and be rocking up here for a while. So it ain't even temporary. But most people's like, shoot, I'll be dead and gone by the time the 1,000 years is gone. So it's okay, which I think might be a little bit of selfish, right? However, it has come to my understanding that this has already passed and we are in the little season right now, and the little season is about to end. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because in 22:2 in Revelations, that's when they say herbs is for the healing of the nations. So it seems to me like once this little season passed and Satan, which, I mean, when we look around in the world, come on, like who really is flaunting power? And that's not saying the divine star seeds don't got the power. That don't mean we ain't rocking and rolling. But what is the mainstream? What is the constant? What is the everyday? The everyday is fear. The everyday is death. The everyday is trauma and drama and genocide and all of these things, right? So that obviously is not no 1,000-year reign of no enlightened Christo state going on, right? So in Revelations, it states herbs are for the healing of the nations. So there is going to come a point where people really get an understanding of how important plants are, because we live in a world of commodity trade and commerce. Commodity trade and commerce is based on manufacturing, right? Which, China got that on lock. India and some of these other countries overseas. But it is a means in which there are these manufacturing plants that are constantly taking all of these resources, refining them, turning into products, and then selling them back out. Now, remember, what did I just say? I said manufacturing plant. Manufacturing plant. That's exactly what plants are. Manufacturing plants are named after plants, not the other way around. So when you see a plant, not only is a plant something that is like on its square, stationary, like immovable, right? Like, this is who I am. I know who I am. I'm content with who I am. I'm planted. I'm grounded, right? Because grounded is what essentially allows energy to properly flow throughout a system. That's why you have grounding wires within your home and all electrical devices. But what you got to keep in mind is a plant also is a mechanism that, through the rhizomes that exist on its roots and the exchange between it and the mycelium network in the ground, is refining raw material and matter that exists in the earth and converting it into products that the plant uses, that the environment uses, that the animals, other flora, fauna uses, and more importantly, that we use. So Saber used to say there's no such thing as vitamins, right? Because vitamins was something that was, sold in the stores and everything like that, because true vitamins are what plants make. Plants take raw material, minerals out the earth that are in their non-bioavailable forms, and they refine these non-bioavailable forms into a bioavailable form so that our body can use it. This is how vitamin C is made. And Vitamin C is very important. You don't have vitamin C, you got scurvy, you got gum disease, you got a lot of acne, you got skin issues and skin problems because it's a cofactor to collagen and collagen production, you know? So we have to understand that when we're dealing with herbs, we're dealing with the original manufacturing plants that are essentially refining the raw state of earth and turning it into the properties that we could use into all the other elements. Okay. Turning it into earth, air, fire, water. All right. Oh yeah, let's get some likes. I haven't even said that in a long time. Let's get some likes up in here. Let's get some likes up here. This is the type of information we're going to be talking about in Herbal University when we get started. Herbal University is going to talk about just the science of herbs in itself, the sentience of herbs, and in addition to that, of course, teach you the steps into in formulating and different things to make. And these things are going to be for your family. These things are going to be for yourself. These things are going to be for your community. And really, in this day and age where everybody trying to get their side hustle on and trying to figure out what their true path in life is also a means to create a business, because that's one thing that we're all able to get in, because remember, plants are self-perpetuating. They keep growing. So you create a farm, you can grow these herbs, or you can source from areas that have been growing the herbs, from the hundreds to thousands of years, like where I get a lot of my herbs from and where my formulation's sourced from. Let's see if we got any questions up in here. Trevor said, I need to get that fro back. Nope. That's like you saying, I need to get that yesterday back. I need to get that dirt from my shower back from 2 weeks ago. I used to love you, KT, when you had all that dirt on you, from when you washed up like 3 weeks ago. Can you dig down in your shower in the pipe and get that scum up and put it back on your body? Because I love seeing that dirt on you. Because that's what that is. When people cut their hair and they let go of their hair, they are letting go of energy. All right. And I mentioned this before, man. Like, I'm not a gimmick. Why does everybody associate me with just hair? Obviously, my knowledge didn't mean nothing. My herbs didn't mean nothing. My product didn't mean nothing. My knowledge didn't mean nothing. What I gave to the community don't mean nothing. The fact that I've been in front of y'all now since 2010, 15 years, don't mean nothing. None of that mean nothing. You know what means something? What means something is me having a certain amount of hair on my head, because me having a certain amount of hair on my head makes me identifiable. So people could say, hey, look at Soul Brother number one right there. Look at that brother with that hair. I don't care what he's talking about, but that afro, so cool, man. Yeah. How do I lower blood pressure? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So no afro, man. Yeah, and that honey is very magical too, because the honey relates to plants, because as the plants do all this work, these stingless bees go and they harvesting from the plants, right? And they are meticulously extrapolating specific molecules, components, compounds from each one of these plants that resonate at a certain vibration. Remember, bees understand frequency. They only fly because they are able to create levitation around them by creating these torus fields underneath their wings that allow them to levitate, make these bubbles in the air that make them move. So they understand frequency and tone. Even when they see us, they don't see us in our solid fleshy state. They see us in our energy state. So when they go around pollinating and pulling nectar from all of these plants, that's exactly what they're doing. They are recognizing high frequencies. They are hand selecting or leg selecting or whatever appendage selecting that they got specific high frequency components and putting them together in order to yield this honey that then ends up getting activated in sunlight by the unpolarized frequency of the sun, which is essentially a portal of energy that comes from the source to us, Thank you, Saint Marquise. I appreciate that. Occult lecturer, peace and love. You know, yeah, this is just me being reborn, and this is just first stage. There's more to come in regards to my rebirth and my reborn. You have to restructure yourself. I turned 44 this year. I'm gonna be 44 in how long I got now? I got a month and a week, maybe. Yeah, yeah. I got just over a month to go, and I'm be here with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be 44, going on 24. You know. No, I didn't take it as no disrespect at all. This is not just for you, Trevor. This is for everybody else who's thinking it. You know what I'm saying? And they coming with it and all that. I just, I put it out there. But yeah, it's the message, not the mullet. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that for sure. Yeah, soionicbotanicals.com. I think my sale just ended yesterday. I'm gonna extend it. If any of y'all are interested, it's only gonna be select items as it was before, not the whole site. Not the whole site, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Anybody interested in getting any product, I got the website link in the description of the live. And then, as I mentioned before, any of y'all that are interested in learning directly from KT about herbs, how to formulate herbs for you, your family, or for a business you want to start, we have a few seats still available for that. We are still in pre-enrollment right now, and we about to get cracking. Actually, pre-enrollment is pretty much done. What am I talking about? Pre-enrollment was the promotion, so we're in enrollment stage right now. Forgive me for the misnomer. And yeah, that sale, that promotion that I had is over now. So, but we still have a few seats available. If y'all are interested in it, reach out, info@soionicbotanicals.com. You know. No, King Paporo, don't do him like that. Don't go that hard. Don't do him like that. Yeah, so back to the plants. So yeah, the plants are magnificent. And let's think of the whole structure of a plant. You know what I mean? Where we have the roots, we have the stem, we have the leaves, we have the flower, and with luck and with high frequency, we may have some fruit. Okay. And we deal with the roots, which the roots are essentially a mechanism that is digging deep into the earth's memory. It's an Akashic record interface, pulling in the energy from the mycelium network, because the mycelium network is the nervous system of the entire planet, and it contains so much information in there, and it communicates with the roots of the plant. Right. And between the roots of the plant and the mycelium network, you have the earth. But the earth, when broken down, is nothing more than decomposed matter, minerals, and bacteria. We're talking about the single cell organisms. All right. And these single cell organisms are highly intelligent and contain great energy inside of them that are able to play the mediator between the mycelium network, the rhizomes of the roots, the minerals in the soil. And there's a whole exchange that goes on here. And this is the roots. And this is why when we talk about ourselves and we talk about family dynamics, we talk about our roots and our heritage and everything like that, because that is what is important. That is where that's where we're fed from. If you don't know where you come from and you don't know who you are, then you constantly spend your time wandering. Think of a plant that don't got roots. What is it doing when the wind blows? It's wandering. It's like a tumbleweed. You know what I'm saying? Wah, wah, wah. You know that thing that be blowing in the wind in the Western movies? Yeah, them tumbleweeds. There's no roots there. So the wind just carries it wherever it goes. It gets dehydrated, gets dried out. Eventually it breaks down and it doesn't exist no more. So the roots are very important, and the roots essentially are, they end up coming from the seed as they split from the seed and the stem comes out. So one's reaching down, one's reaching upward, as is above, so below. It is essentially the seed you would see as a counter space. A seed is counter space. A seed is the plane of inertia. Why is a seed a plane of inertia? Because if you have a seed, within that seed, you have a potential to not just grow that plant, but grow an infinite amount of that plant. Because if it's an apple seed and you plant that seed, you're an apple tree. The apple tree then yields hundreds of apples. Each one of those hundreds of apples have 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever amount of seeds. And I think it's 5 because it makes the little 5-pointed star shape. But and each one of those apples have those seeds, and each one of those seeds can make another tree. So anytime you're dealing with something that has infinite material and potential coming out of it, that is counter space. That is the equator of a magnet, the infinite force, charge, energy dynamic that comes from that area. Here, things are limited and finite, and we deal with entropy where things break down. But when you deal with counter space, it's infinite energy flowing out of that, and that's what a seed is. And with the right circumstances, you have a north and a south. You have north and south pole that ends up pumping out of it with the stem or the shoot, the sprout, so to speak, coming out and the roots coming out on the bottom. This is why if you really trying to grow some plants, if you really trying to get your garden popping, if you really want to get that going, then what you want to do is you want to get a magnet and face it with the south side up and put that underneath the plant. And that's going to speed up the growth and increase the size of whatever you're growing as well. All right, let me take a pause right there. KT, can you talk more about the benefits of perilla oil? Yeah, perilla oil is magnificent. I introduced it as the vegan gene as a means of providing a vegan alternative to fish oil because how important omega-3s is to our body. Like we really do need omega-3s. The honey does not have an expiration date after purchasing St. Marquis. Honey lasts forever. Just don't refrigerate it. But the perilla oil is where you get your omega-3s from. For every 1 omega-6 that's in perilla oil, you get 6 omega-3s, which is opposite to the 4:1 ratio that you get from omega-3 oils, where for every 1 omega-6, for every for every 1 omega-3 is like 4 omega-6s you get, but here for every 1 omega-6 you end up getting 6 omega-3s, and that means you're giving your body a lot of omega-3s that can be used later on by way of your liver and your eye to utilize creating more EPA DHA for the body. In addition to that, it is when I talked about the living to 20,000 years and living forever thing and the longevity, it's one of the greatest longevity medicines that exists because of the rosmarinic acid in there and a couple other components that are inside the perilla oil. So the perilla oil is very good. That's why, it's so good for inflammation. It just shuts inflammation down. You get bit by a mosquito, you get bit by a spider or a minor cut or a rash, a bump, acne, anything like that. You throw that perilla on there, it's like it knocks that thing out. No, don't put the perilla oil in the fridge. And no, it doesn't have an expiration date. Most herbs is like 2 years. Honey is the only thing that's like indefinite, indefinite. I'm not going to be on here for long today, y'all. I just wanted to touch bases with everybody and pose this question because we're moving very fast right now with health alternatives and people's information on what they think helps with metabolism and healing and things like that. And, you're not really hearing too much about herbs anymore. It's kind of getting, overlooked. So I want to know if y'all think herbs is becoming obsolete. It ain't obsolete for me. I got herbs everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Look, I got herbs everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I got big old bags of herbs. You know what I'm saying? Big old bag of herbs. You know what I'm saying? I got some Kanya fistula. Some Kanya fistula. If you constipated, I got herbs. as much as you need, as much as the family can use. There's a gang of herbs behind me, all types of stuff, you know. But yeah, but I can't wait to share all these herbs with everybody that's going to be coming in Herbal University. When I did Herbal University years ago, and to those of you that are our students, y'all will be getting information on the first, just like everybody else. Y'all are free. You know, the people, the students that were with me before. I dealt a lot with a lot of the American, the U.S. Like average herb, not average. Let me not say average, but let's just say local. That's the best way of saying it. More local herbs. Okay. This round, I'm getting more into the exotic herbs, more Honduran, more Mexico. We're going to be getting into a lot of the herbs that are on the site so y'all could really understand what those herbs do. Because even though I break these herbs down and I give this information on it, it's still kind of on the surface what I talk about with these herbs, and I'll be diving a lot deeper. Yeah, for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, perilla oil can definitely be ingested. It can be used topically on the body for things, but it can also be ingested as well, for sure. All right, Mark, look forward to meeting you too, man. Make sure when we meet, you bring me some callaloo, bring me some doubles. Okay. Yeah, man. All right, Mr. Gardner, I spoke about it earlier with the emails and stuff. You should be getting yours sooner than later. Perilla oil is supposed to be on the site. I'm not sure why it's not. And oh, so let me mention this because I haven't even talked about this yet. So, recently, not even recently, let's say just under a month ago, um, my e-commerce platform that I utilize suffered a glitch in my shipping department where it kind of like got everything discombobulated, and we had to like manually go in there to line everybody's orders back up, and we didn't mix anything up. We're able to figure it all out, but it wasn't as automated as it was, and it just threw everything out of sorts. So we've been communicating and putting emails out to everybody, letting them know, look, we suffered this little glitch that was going on the platform. And it's interesting because I keep having all these little technical things that pop up, but these are the type of things, as I talk to you about Herbal University and getting into herbs and things like that, that you the other part that I need to tell y'all is about is I'm gonna forewarn you, be prepared for the hiccups, be prepared for the resistance, because eh, when you deal with these e-commerce platforms, on one note, they're cool because they know they're making funds, you know what I'm saying, from you. But at the same time, they'll definitely hinder your progress. Like I can't even put descriptions of my products up there because they'll shut it down. They'll hold the money, they'll hold the ship, they'll hold everything. You know what I mean? Until you get rid of that. So you got to be very cautious when you deal with a lot of these platforms out here. They made it very convenient so that you can get comfortable, put all of your trust into them, and then once everything gets rolling and everything, now they got all the control over you, you know. So that went on, and then once we got that started to get fixed, then we had a situation where our shipping option got deactivated. So people were ordering on the site, but there was no shipping price option. So then we just got all these orders that was just the regular amount, but nobody paid for shipping. And it was like we had to go back and send invoices out to the people, and people thinking we trying to take more money. And it's like, no, look at your total. Your total is just the amount of the item. There's no shipping added on there, anything, you know? So we've been dealing with a couple hiccups now for about a month now. And it could be overwhelming, I'm not gonna lie. So for all of you that it has been patient, with us. I definitely appreciate. For those of you who have not been patient, I appreciate y'all too. I just want to sincerely let you know nobody's here to scam. Nobody's here to take advantage of you. I'm here to give y'all real, authentic product. I keep popping up here. Y'all see me here. I'm out here at these events and stuff like that in the people's face. I don't run away from nobody. I'm right here. I've been here for the past 15 years. All right, assisting people. So I'm not about to start ducking and dodging now. But I just want to thank all of y'all for understanding. And for those of y'all that didn't know, I definitely understand how you feel, your frustrations. I'm a small business, okay, with big ideas, and we're definitely growing. And as you grow, there's growing pains. Anybody here that has a business, they understand exactly what I'm talking about. There's ups and there's downs. And right now I'm on the upswing now, you know what I'm saying? But we've been dealing with some things in the late summer that's we're finally just getting ahead of. You know? Yeah, I definitely have herbs on the site for sure. Soionicbotanicals.com, which is just this part to this part, but the whole thing is the email. All right. But yeah. So let me ask, is there, how many of y'all in the chat have already signed up for Herbal University? One. How many of y'all in the chat are interested in Herbal University? Two. And how many of y'all in the chat don't even know what Herbal University is and is interested in me explaining what that is? I'll wait. I'll give y'all a second. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Let me know, let me know, let me know. And it's slightly delayed with the chat, so excuse me. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. So three. A lot of y'all don't know. Two signed up. Okay. Three, explain. All right. Explain. Okay. Herbal University is a 26 formulation study course hosted by me, KT, the Arch Degree, in which I walk you through 26 formulations, not 26 different teas or 26 different infusions. No, we're doing syrups and salves and we're doing different things. Okay. 26 different things, 26 different herbs, a couple bonus herbs thrown up in there, as well as information on the herbs, how to source the herbs, and then you're able to ask questions and everything, pretty much what people have been asking KT. Now, this isn't a physiology course, even though you're going to be learning some physiology in the midst of this, learning about these herbs. But that's what Herbal University is. And if you're interested in Herbal University, we had a pre-enrollment where you were saving like $700 because it's a $1,700 course. And the pre-enrollment was $1,000. So you chop that $7 off. And for those that were interested, I told them, reach out through this email and you'll get a response, so we can give you further info and see if you want to sign up. Pre-enrollment has closed. We're actually in regular enrollment now. We only have a few seats left. So for any of y'all that are interested in jumping on board and getting some lessons from me over the next, that's almost half a year, right? We're going to be doing about once a week, some twice a week. I don't even need to go more detail with it. This is for the people, the specifics is for the people that are actually interested in it, But this is what Herbal University is, university for herbology that is taught by me. So for any of y'all that are interested, jump on that. All right. And hit me up at info@soionicbotanicals.com if you are interested in becoming a student. And for those of you that are from my previous Herbal University from a few years ago when I was on a different platform, we switched platforms. I found a better platform that does a lot more what I need to do. All of y'all are able to do this for free. So y'all don't got to worry about that. All right. Oh, am I lagging? Is it a lag? Is it a lag going on? Let me know. Let me know. Is it lagging? I tell you, man, this technology, boy, all the energy is going to AI. Everything else is suffering. you know? No, this is not covered by your Patreon subscription. Patreon is for pretty much Patreon is for videos that I can't talk about on YouTube because you get flagged if you say certain things, you talk about certain things. So when I want to really go in deep, like I'm gonna go deeper into the whole Little Season conversation and Tartaria and that whole thing. And that'll be there. My cooking is gonna be over there, things like that. Okay, y'all said crystal clear. All right. Got you. Stem cells is going to be purple chondrus crispus for sure. That's the stem cell person right there. Yeah. But I'm going to take a few more questions and then I'm going to be wrapping it up. All right. I told you I was just jumping in, jumping out real quick so y'all can see me for the day. Let me know if y'all got any questions. If I don't see no questions, then that means it's time for me to go. But let's see what y'all got. Oh yeah, I know Sakari. You get access. Yeah, once I send everything out, you'll be getting the information like everybody else, and I got your email. You're gonna want for Travaris for the stomach. You're gonna want to get Quachula latte. You're gonna want to get Copal Keen. You're gonna want to get Purple Chondrus crispus. Yeah, those are the three that I would suggest for you. Salute from Nicaragua. Yeah, that's what's up. No, I'm not familiar with those drops, Sam Stone. Not familiar. No, there's not consultation on the page, and the consultations you order through the website. So just this part, soionicbotanicals.com. You can order a consultation there. Which product is best for bone health? Again, green leafy vegetables, for yourself, but purple chondrus crispus, as well as horsetail, and I would say thirdly, from this site, the Phyto Omega 3. Let's see. Well, not snake oil, but rattlesnake, which I think I got some right here, actually. Ooh. Yeah, here you go. This is rattlesnake grounded up right there. Yeah. Guess I'm not vegan, huh? But yeah, it's good for the libido and the blood and focus and things like that, for sure. My son has diverticulitis. What do you recommend? I would recommend what I just mentioned before, which would be the Quachula latte, the Copal Keen, the Kanya fistula, these right here. I don't know if they sold out on the site right now or not. As well as it's real good for the colon, the purple chondrus crispus, anything with mucilage like okra water, and yeah, those that's a good start. I don't gotta give you 1,000 things. What else we got? Yeah, Herbal University for sure. For all of y'all that signed up, y'all get to continue. Let's see. You're 39. Any recommendations? Yeah, get some honey, get some purple chondrous crispus, get some vitamin D3, the Sotriol D, get some mucilate, get some cucumeca, get some Damiana. All right, I'm taking two more questions. Two more questions. What we got? Ooh, great Granberry Tea's rotten. She's 2 years old. Wow. Yeah, gotta get that calcium up. Calcium sulfate, calcium phosphate, um, sea moss, honey on the gums. Ugh. Yeah, we got to find out why that's happening. Yeah, for sure. You'll pass on eating animal regurgitation. Okay, fair, but that's not honey is not bee vomit. That's a misnomer. You need to really research the process that bees go through in order to make the honey. What actually comes out the bee's mouth is a enzyme that's used to uh, facilitate the honey being created. But look it up. Red alert. You might want to combine it with vitamin K2. Yes, all the herbs I named are on my site. It's not a regurgitation either. Look it up, man. Look it up. Soursop, sea moss, moringa, oregano, turmeric, black seed oil. I'm not a fan of all those ingredients, so I'm not sure. 64-year-old woman becoming forgetful. I would say rosemary. You need to get a bunch of rosemary and start inhaling that on a regular. Lay it under your pillow when you sleep at night too. Nerve damages, you want to get guaco, you want to get valerian root, you want to get toranjal off the site. All of those will help. But yeah, best natural source of protein is going to be pumpkin seeds. Actually, pumpkin seeds is the greatest source that you can get your protein from. And with that being said, like I said, I think I'm gonna extend my put things back on sale on the site once I get off here, so y'all can go there and get 50% off select items. For those of y'all interested in Herbal University, send an inquiry out. We'll respond to you. And yeah, I want to thank y'all for joining me today. I'll be back sooner than later. Love all of y'all. Peace.